And there's this argument to say the people that, the foreigners that are running these bazaar shops are asylum seekers, therefore they need to be given leniency. Let me tell you this, there is no asylum seeker that will leave his children, that will leave his wife, and just alone run to another country. And the only thing they have, they are just having maybe the clothes that they are wearing. When they get to South Africa, within 1 or 2 weeks, they suddenly have capital to open shops. They suddenly have networks in terms of buying in bulk and all of those things. What we're dealing with here, it is a case of criminal syndicates that are trafficking humans from Ethiopia, from Somalia, and making them work for them in South Africa. You will recall that there was even a report at the spaza shops in South Africa actually funding terrorist activities across the continent. So this also deals with the issue of the state intelligence, because where is the intelligence in our country if people can come untraced, unvetted, they settle in our communities, no one knows who they come from, who are they, where they come from, which networks are they part of, and they get to be responsible for a very important part of our society, which is the distribution of food. When they get to South Africa, distribute this food like they're doing now. They sell fake products that end up killing our children. And even if we can look at the children that are dying now, what about the other long-term effects of people consuming expired foods, fake foods, and all of those things?
Greetings, everyone. I hope you're fine. I hope you are doing well. I'm back again with another video. In this video, I just want to talk about the things that are related to what Mr. Vuyo Zungula had to say, the president of African Transformation Movement. But I would like to begin by saying, when they take the land away from you, it's because they want to force you to become consumers. They want to force you to become beggars so that they can be in charge of everything, even when it comes to what you consume. That is why in most cases here in South Africa, black people are not in charge of anything. But you cannot be ignorant to the point whereby you put the responsibility of what you consume upon everybody. So people can wash your car, people maybe can help you with other things, but when it comes to what you consume, you want to put that responsibility upon someone you can trust. Where am I going with this? For an example, here in South Africa and even in Africa in general, we have challenges of diseases, various diseases. And again, if you can bring a group of black people and ask them what can be a solution to these health challenges or health related issues, some of them will mention best scientists in the world. Some of them will mention even the books that were written by famous doctors and famous scientists. Some people will talk about pharmacists. Some people will talk about those doctors who are good or who are highly qualified, and so forth and so forth. But it's only few people who will talk about food processing. It's only few people who will talk about food. Why? Because your health is determined by the soil. But I don't want to go into details about that. But it is very important to make sure that you are in charge of what you consume. Because right now we think like living in a modern life or in a modern society should do away with how our forefathers lived. It should not be like that, especially when it comes to what you consume, because our forefathers lived a healthy lifestyle and there were no diseases at that time. So right now, the cure or the solution to these diseases is to become in charge of what you consume. This is the main solution. If you are going to say this person will be in charge when it comes to food processing and everything, that particular individual should be regulated. Because if they are not regulated, then there's going to be a problem. That is why whenever we say we want land, it's because we know that everything comes from the land, especially when it comes to health. Your health comes from the land. That's the most important thing. I know some people, whenever we talk about land, they think land is foreign to them because now they're used to Google, they're used to computers, they're used to social media, they're used to all these things. So we end up thinking that these things are more important than the land. So that is why even the government in South Africa is not doing enough to make sure that what is processed, or when it comes to food processing, everything is done accordingly. So they are not doing enough when it comes to that department. It's all about as long as we eat, as long as we eat. And it should not be like that. So if you don't have land, if you don't have all these things, then you are forced to become a consumer. Then when you are a consumer, then you become desperate for anything. You can eat anything because right now you are a consumer and you are like a beggar. So now let's come to this thing of spaza shops, children dying, expired food, and etc. and etc. This is a challenge. This is a challenge. But now you have to understand that if you are ignorant, some people will take advantage of you. If you are a nice guy, there's someone who will take advantage of you. That is why right now, because some people have realized that, okay, these people are desperate, these people are consumers, these people are on a corner, so they are forced to buy from us so we can give them whatever we want, even if these foods are expired. In other words, they're like, they don't have a choice, but they'll have to buy them anyway because they are desperate. So that's their focus. But it should not be like that. That is why you need a mediator. You need someone who can step up and fight for people, who can speak on behalf of the people, who can raise these issues on behalf of the people. Because right now, people are in a desperate mode. In a desperate mode. They consume everything. They end up consuming everything. So that is why these stores should be regulated. But you have to understand, beside all these things, there might be a mission there and there. That is why when it comes to food, you have to put someone you can trust. So that is why when it comes to manufacturing of food, distribution of food, and all these things, it should be people you trust, people who know what the society need. It should not be about profit. That is why the system of capitalism is all about profit. They don't care about health. As long as they get a profit, they will try by all means to recommend this product, even if this product might be dangerous in a long term. They don't care. They will try by all means to recommend that product. Why? Because it's all about profit. So that is why Black people should come together and say, now it's time for us to prioritize land. Because when it comes to land, it's not only about economy, it's not only about money, it's not only about financial freedom, it's not only about all those things, but it's also about your health. But here is the thing. There's no law in South Africa. No one is following the law because businesses are not regulated. Even if you are a South African, you are running a business, you know that your business has never been regulated. Your business has never been regulated, and you can do as you please as well. But now, just imagine if people can do as they please when it comes to what we consume. That is why this whole thing should be stopped. with immediate effect. The communities should come together and say, you know what, we don't want these stores. And it should not only about maybe economy, it should not be about money, it should not be about jealousy, but it should be about your health. You have to prioritize your health. You have to say, you know what, we have many challenges in our communities. We have high blood pressure, we have depression, we have all these different kinds of diseases. So the solution now should be upon our hands. We have to make sure that we distribute high quality food to our people. That's the most important thing, and it can help a lot. I know communities in South Africa, or few communities in South Africa, who have decided not to allow people from other countries to operate spaza shops in their own townships. I'm not against these people who are coming from other countries, but here is the thing: if they are selling expired food, then they have to be dealt with. They should not be allowed. And beside that, the law should be followed, because they don't even qualify to run spaza shops. This is the truth. I know some people might disagree, but when it comes to what you eat, I would like to emphasize that you have to put that responsibility upon someone you can trust. So if it takes the community to say, we don't want these people who are selling expired food, we don't want these people who are selling poisonous food, then it's okay. It's all okay. But the stumbling block will always be those people who are ready to sit down and discuss. Then at the end of the day, they sell out.